Ladies and gentlemen, we will now prepare for tonight's main evening. The Boss in this contest, scheduled for one now, is for the CSW Heavyweight Championship. Introducing with the challenger, the number 1 contender. He is Ruff Crossing. Has trained his heart out for this one, the CSW Heavyweight Championship match. Who would have thunk 3 months ago that we'd be seeing this match for the CSW Heavyweight Championship? Not me.
Not me. But on this night, Saturday night, August the 23rd, 2014, the young man who would watch ringside as Steve Boz wrestled throughout. The young man, Ruff Crossing, would go with his family to watch classic Chicago wrestling from the Windy City promotion. And he would watch as Steve Boz teamed up with the likes of Christopher Daniels, Terry Allen, Mike Anthony, people like Mike Gratchner and Sam DeCero, Milo Cash, TL Money, Willie the Bomb Richardson, Acid Jazz. The CSW Heavyweight Championship is what it's all about. Steve Boz is the Chicago Style Wrestling Champion for 36 days. And what I find interesting, Kenton, is that Jason Dukes, his title reign was stopped at 36 days. Steve Boz is now the champion for the same length of time that Jason Dukes was champion for. He is champion now for 36 days. Will Ruff Crossing put a stop, put a halt to Boz's title reign at the 36-day mark?
Ruff Crossing made the challenge. Steve Boz won the championship in this building July 19th, cashing in the Taste of Gold against Jason Dukes. Ruff Crossing came in, he interrupted the celebration. Some say he joined in, I think he interrupted it. And from there he made a challenge. A challenge that Boz easily accepted.
Look at Boz's face, man. He's taking this real serious.
This is determination at its finest. And both of these men are highly touted among Pro Wrestling Illustrated, among the entire wrestling world. You can say all you want about all the other professional wrestling organizations in the Midwest, but no promotion,
they don't compare.
No promotion's going to have a main event like this.
None of them.
With the caliber of athletes as these two. And you can see that Ruff Crossing has a significant height and weight advantage over Boz. And Boz has taken on bigger foes in the past. But the most important thing that Boz possesses, he feels, is the cardiovascular conditioning to give Ruff Crossing a hard time, to make him fight out of every hold, every move, and second guess why he's even in the ring with BOZ in the first place.
But you're talking about Ruff Crossing, a kid. Well, he's not a kid no more. A man who from the time he was a kid has done nothing but study people like Steve Boz. Ruff Crossing.
He's looked up to Steve Boz. He said that before in numerous interviews. And even though Ruff Crossing has over a decade of experience, he's in the ring with a man with twice as much experience, and that is a difference maker. Crossing thinks he's got a counter, but Steve Boz has a counter for that.
Ruff Crossing ain't no pushover. He's beaten the likes of Jimmy Blaze, an area veteran. He's beaten the likes of Dave Storm and Scott Spade, various performers.
Nice hammerlock by Boz. Look at these men exchange holds with these. Both men possess excellent chain wrestling skill. Boz pushes off. Crossing leans in a little harder with the running shoulder block. Drop down, tucks his head. The leapfrog by Crossing. The drop kick puts Boz right onto his backside as he backpedals in the corner.
Rare that you see Boz manhandled like this. Well, he's not really manhandled, but what other way?
Here's a stat stand that you have to think about. Ruff Crossing is
he's acknowledging.
Is on a winning streak right now.
He's acknowledging.
Ruff Crossing has not lost a match since his last CSW Heavyweight Championship match against Marche Rocket.
What did you just say?
Ruff Crossing has gone undefeated in a CSW ring ever since his last match with Marche Rocket for the title. That's how badly he wants this championship. He has put down Nick Cutler twice. He has beaten Elite Pain. He is the guy that has been able to stop Nick Brubaker when no one else could. This man, Ruff Crossing, is a serious contender.
Those are some fascinating... Excuse me, those are some fascinating statistics you just brought up. That's some really...
This time it's Boz with the leg lariat, putting Crossing down second, guessing
and
why
did you see
he's
the bang bang? Making reference to the Cowboy and Indians playtime. Whoa! Oh, Boz is fired up.
This is something else, Stan. Crossing beat Nick Cutler twice in a row, something that Boz couldn't do. Boz lost the
Ruff Crossing beat Nick Cutler 2 times in a row
in a CSW ring.
You are kidding me.
Boz couldn't do that. So that in and of itself puts him as #1 contender for obvious reasons.
Yeah, for obvious reasons.
You know, when you consider the trials and tribulations, the fights, the politics, all the other things into consideration, these two men have weathered the storm. These two are the best of the best. These are the two left. I hate to be so blunt and so honest, but these two are the hardest fighters, the best fighters that you're going to see in a Chicago-style wrestling ring, and they're going to give it their all tonight. And it's for the CSW Heavyweight Championship. No taste of gold chances here. This is all or nothing. One man has to win. Nice arm drag applied by Boz, a lucha libre style.
Yeah, and it almost ripped the scapula, or the shoulder. That's the technical term for the shoulder. He almost ripped his Ruff Crossing shoulder off.
5 minutes going by, 5 minutes.
Just moments, mere moments after Ruff Crossing tried to nail a clothesline on Boz and missed.
Now, I want to ask you something, Stan, and you might not know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you anyways. Ruff Crossing...
Whoa, look at that. Ruff Crossing don't want to play nice now. He wants to fight now. He don't want to play nice. No more loose ass and burn
he's the better pro wrestler, so you don't think he wants to be shown up in the same ring as Steve Boz, right? Especially with all of the fans here and everyone watching around the planet, online and otherwise. Do-si-do, around they go. Crossing this time has Boz trapped in the corner.
Man.
Stan, why do you think Ruff Crossing was so motivated to challenge Steve Boz as soon and as quickly as he did?
Probably to get into his head.
Head first goes Boz. You know, Boz has done so many leg scissors before off of those ropes, and this time Crossing scouted it, pulled Boz down, and I don't think Boz had any sort of reaction other than to take the face plant.
Yeah. You know what? It can only be to get into his head why he challenged him so quickly. He already had the title shot won. He already had his title. He was the #1 contender already. He didn't even have to come out and challenge him.
He didn't have to, but I think he sensed that Boz, that his days as champion might be numbered.
And they might be stopped.
Maybe the caliber of opponents that Boz has faced within the past calendar year might have caught up to him.
You're right. It may have caught up to him.
Crossing with the leg sweep. Not enough to put the champion away. Not even a 2 count.
And Crossing being undefeated, as you have noted, he's wrestling like a champion.
Now think about what Steve Boz accomplished in this building 1 month ago. He barely survived in his match with Archangel, with Big Business Levi, right? And then he scores the big victory over Jason Dukes, a blindsided attack, but a successful one at that. Wins the championship, and then Ruff Crossing enters the picture. I don't think Boz was expecting to see Ruff Crossing in a ring one-on-one for the title this early into his championship reign.
Yeah, you just may be right.
You know, we've had 2 new champions in 2 successive months at a CSW Northside event. Could this be the 3rd in a row? 3 new champions in 3 months consecutively at a Chicago-style wrestling Northside event.
That could be possible. The crowd, I'm noticing, is behind Boz, too, which is very surprising in and of itself because Ruff Crossing is quite possibly the most popular wrestler in the Midwest and the Western states, of course, him being a cowboy. Rootin' tootin'
You know,
cowboy.
all of a sudden, Stan, like the title picture around here in Chicago-style wrestling, it is so bunched up, okay?
It
got
is.
Dukes, he says he's the champion, all right?
Which he's not.
You got Boz, the current champion. You got Ruff Crossing, the #1 contender. You got 3 soul touches in the Taste of Gold. You got Colin Cambridge, who just pulled off the win of his life.
And keep in mind, Marche Rocket never...
Crossbody block in the backbreaker by Crossing. What a great combination of maneuvers. Oh, man.
Marche Rocket never would have lost that title. And Ruff Crossing may have been wrestling Marche Rocket at this event, had it not turned out the way it did.
Bow and arrow stretch by Ruff Crossing. Year after year after year, superstar Steve Boz, the unsigned superstar, continually ranked in the top 500 superstars.
And he doesn't need to be signed.
Ruff Crossing with the leaping fist drop. Well, Crossing has joined that elite list, Stan.
That's the one thing. Yeah, you are right. But you know what? He's going against the champion. Okay, I may have personal differences with this guy. Okay, every time he walks by, he hits me, the bully, with his long hair, and all the chicks liking this guy and everything like that. I don't care about any of that. Let's look at, wonderful
right there,
headbutt.
one stiff downward headbutt, and that will...
Do it again, Crossing. Headbutt him again, please. For me.
That can cripple any man. Boz's head slammed.
Yeah, headbutt him again.
Turnbuckle pad. You know, Crossing.
You're talking about Boz, though. He's the CSW champion. This unsigned crap, this unsigned garbage. He's the champion. He's signed by CSW, the best wrestling company in the entire world, the universe.
All right, but Crossing takes the fall to the floor. You know, there's so much to be said about this matchup because when you have all the fans clamoring and saying in conversations and debates at the water cooler, who is the best wrestler in Chicago? They say it's CSW Steve Boz or it's Ruff Crossing out of the other companies. You know, when it comes to determining who's the best of the best, flying punch to the floor, Crossing crashes into the chairs on the outside.
Right in front of Joker's girlfriend, Harlequin, over there. Or Harley Quinn, is that?
If you're not the best everywhere you go, you can't call yourself the best. It's that simple.
It is true. You are correct in so
we
saying.
can say it's a territorial situation, but it's an independent situation where if you step into a ring, you have to prove yourself again. Wherever it is, whoever it's against, you have to do it until you have success. And Crossing has waited. He's been in Chicago-style wrestling long enough. He deserves another title shot.
He does deserve this shot.
But does he deserve it this soon?
Yes,
the way that
I would say it.
The way that he did it right after Boz's celebration in the ring.
But he already had it. He already had it in the bag. He does deserve it. There is no question about it.
10 minutes gone by, 10 minutes.
And don't get me wrong, I don't like cowboys. Okay? The only thing I ever liked about cowboys was Willie Nelson and that song that my hero is always a cowboy. You know that?
No, I don't listen to those songs.
Oh, and Dutch Mantel.
I'm still so stuck on Red Solo Cup. Back and forth they go with hooks to the jaw.
What did you just say?
You know, Red Solo Cup, I pick you up, let's have a party.
He just popped him right in the face, man.
The back and forth.
Slapped him back in return, Ruff Crossing.
Slugfest that now is transpiring between these two elite warriors in the ring.
Oh, he got him right in the mouth, man.
And both men trying to connect simultaneously, but it's Crossing who has his over-the-top longer arms connecting with Boz instead first.
Yeah.
Knee smash to the chest. Flying clothesline. Puts down Crossing, the challenger. Crossing reverses Boz to the ropes. Boz ducks under a knee. Float over. Clinches in. Tries the neck breaker, but instead, he flatlined him. Dropped him right on his face.
See, that's the expertise of Boz, is trying to apply another maneuver, but he sensed, with his sixth sense that he has, he sensed that he was about to lose control of the guy, and the guy was, Ruff Crossing was going to outmaneuver or maneuver out of the hold, so he quickly flatlined him. That's the testament to this guy's ability. Years of experience.
The rough road to gold might be over right now.
The
if
rough
Boz
road to gold.
can connect with Crossing's jaw with The savate kick.
I see what you did there. Oh, and we
Got
see what
caught.
Ruff Crossing did.
Crossing, protected himself, twirled Boz around, threw him into two corners, trying for the belly to belly. That's his finishing move. But Crossing, he rotated in the opposite direction, and Boz again in front of the referee, who shows us that it was a 2 count. This has been an impressive classic between two men who want to prove, without any sort of doubt, who is the best in the Midwest, #1 contender versus champion. And Crossing giving Boz a little time, but if he can hit that pump handle pile driver, that could be the symbol of the end for Boz for good. He's got him picked up.
Oh no.
Boz lands on his feet, gets out of that. Springboard off the second rope, misses with the side kick.
Yeah, he's a little
Crossing ducks. Side kick!
Oh, right in the chin.
Boz laid backwards instead of going in a diagonal lateral direction. He's got the inside leg hook. Crossing gets out of it. This match will continue. One savate kick will not be enough to put away the #1 contender in this ring tonight. Boz in doubt as to how he did not win this match. Cannot believe that he still is not the...
Look at him. He don't know.
He wants to.
He don't know.
He wants to retain the title, and if he hits a running savate kick, it would really put Crossing away.
But will he do it? Crossing has him scouted out like crazy. See?
Misses.
See what I mean?
Watch out! The pickup is going for all! The pile driver!
Oh my goodness.
But Crossing laid sideways in the wrong way.
So close. Come on. If he gets him. All he's got is these inches away.
Last time he did this to Marche, he almost won the title. Will this be enough to put Boz away?
He ain't moving.
1, 2.
That's it.
He got the left shoulder up again.
Oh. I thought he had it, man.
Ryan Garcia pointed to the right shoulder of Boz, indicating that it was up, and this match continues. And the emotions running in this building as every set of eyes is focused on this ring to see the next circumstance. 15 minutes gone by, 15 minutes. Crossing rings the bell, his cowbell that is. Trying for the pile driver again. Boz not protecting himself. Now trying to press his body out of the grip.
How'd he do that?
The grasp, both men hit the forearm, and both men crash to the mat.
That's it. Jason Dukes is out here. Jason, wait, he's calling people out. He's calling for reinforcements. No
Dukes,
way.
Grin,
no
yoink.
way.
Oh, come on, not again.
No way.
This match is over due to the interference of Gritty. They just pushed the referee down.
Do you think that's the significant thing? These guys are injuring people left and right. What if they end up ending one of these or both of these guys' careers right now?
This is Jason Dukes making a statement.
Calm down,
he wants his title back. Come on, Stan. He didn't have to do this. He could have waited his turn.
He could have waited, you're right, but he didn't.
Boz and Crossing being destroyed at the moment. Dukes with a front face lock. DDT to Crossing.
Ring the bell.
What are they going to do to Boz next?
Stop them.
Boz is next. Impaling DDT. Oh no, your Grin and Dukes have laid out the champion and #1 contender.
I think I'm gonna cry.
Steve Boz, at least I'm an honest villain. At least all these people know exactly what I am.
An honest
I
villain?
don't come out here pretend. You pretend to be a hero. You pretend to have honor in your heart. But what did you do? You beat my last one from behind with a super kick when I wasn't expecting it. So now, my lot in life is to destroy you. So, I'm going to start by taking this match next into a ride, and finally will be this belt.
The The crowd is stunned silent at the fact that Yorick, Guerin, and Dukes have ended this match in very controversial fashion.
Boss is talking.
Oh, you got it.
Oh,
September 20th.
you can barely talk.
For the title, API, the BOZ, and Jason Dukes. Your dates are numbered.
Hey, that was pretty easy. We should do that more often. We should.
Oh no.
Let's go, guys.
Oh no.
Dukes has challenged Boz, and Boz has accepted September 20th, Edison Park in. We will find out who the real CSW heavyweight champion is.
Contest, it's a double disqualification. There is no winner. Championship does not change hands. Let's hear it one more time for the number one contender Ruff Crossing. Superstar Steve Kenton.
Get it on it.
This ain't over yet between us, but that's going to be put on hold because I'm not satisfied with the results here tonight. Even though I'm not walking out the champion, I feel a little embarrassed tonight. How about you? I feel the same. I promise to give you another title shot. This ain't only my one shot.
All right, there you have it, fans. It's taking place Saturday night, September 20th, Edison Park in. Jason Dukes against superstar Steve Boz. Head-to-head, face-to-face to determine CSW heavyweight champion, and the number one contender Ruff Crossing has been guaranteed another title shot. When will it happen? You gotta come out Saturday night, September 20th, Edison Park in to figure it all out and sort out all the details. Tonight, Ruff Crossing gave Steve Boz everything he could. Still couldn't win the match, but when both men knocked each other down, that's when the reinforcements showed up. Jason Dukes, Chester Yorick, and Guerin all attacked simultaneously.